So on behalf of Srimati Chandra Didi and of course Ani Didi and their extended families, their immediate and extended families, we would like to join with them in saying a very, very special and warm welcome to each and every one of you who have come to join with us for this, the first night of our 7 nights Maha Shiv Puran Yagna. And special pranams to Shri Pundit Durga Ji. We say thank you Baba and we bow, aapko hum pranam karte hain. As we touch the feet and we bow to every one of you, my friends. We respect you and we see you as the devotees of Bhagwan. And in every devotee, Bhagwan is present. In every devotee, Bhagwan's grace and Bhagwan's blessing manifests through every devotee, wherever he or she is and wherever they will be. The grace of the Lord would always express through such a devotee. And this is why we bow to every one of you this evening, seeking your blessing as we begin this yajna. In the name of all the Devis and Devatas, in the name of the ancestors of the beautiful family hosting this yajna. This evening will be an introduction to some of the things we will be talking about for the rest of the week. And it will be also an introduction into you and I trying to understand more about Bhagwan Shiva and more about understanding our essential nature, understanding from a philosophical point of view, from a Puranic point of view, from different point of views. The main theme of any yajna or the main theme of any spiritual discourse. Can I ask a question? What is the main theme of every yajna?
Sacrifice.
Huh?
Sacrifice?
Devotion.
The main theme of every yagya or every satsang how he looks. It looks better on him than me. So, the main theme of every satsang is what? What did we say? Love. Devotion. About this side. Happiness. I need to see you.
Self-transformation.
Self-transformation. Friends, the main theme of every yagya and every satsang, whether it's Ramayana yagya, whether it's Shiv Puran yagya, whether it's Devi yagya, whether it's just Kirtan, Bhajan, is love, devotion, self-transformation. All those are the theme of every yagya. All those are the theme of every satsang. And also in trying to experience, unfold ourselves, it is through the path of love. Baba talks about that all the time. It is through the path of bhakti, it is through the path of devotion, it is through the path of gyan or knowledge. We try to gain this self-transformation, which is indeed very, very important for every one of us. Because my friends, you know what happens? The husband is trying to transform the wife. The wife spends a whole life trying to transform the husband. Sorry for her. That guy will never change. The parents spend their life trying to transform the children. The children spend their life and time trying to transform their friends. My friends, Bhagwan has been trying since the beginning of creation to transform you and I, as we've been transformed. Maybe a little bit. But the reality of every satsang and the reality of the spiritual path is not to transform anyone, but as Bhaiya said, it is self-transformation. And self-transformation can be gained through what process? Through the process of Bhagwan Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, he says the karma marga. The first 6 chapters of the Bhagavad Gita is the karma marga. Transform yourself through the path of seva or through the path of karma. That is called karma marga, the path of action. Transform yourself. In the second 6 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan Krishna says, transform yourself through the process of bhakti yoga, the path of devotion. In the third 3 chapters of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagwan Krishna gives another example of how we can transform ourselves, and that is through the path of Jnana Marga. So Jnana Marga is the path of knowledge. My friends, satsang is a place where we come for wanting, and that is for knowledge. Satsang is a place where we come for wanting to experience bhakti and to experience devotion. Satsang is a place where we come, my friends, to experience wanting, and that is prema, bhakti, love. We came here to experience that, and that is why when we go to satsang, when we go to the mandir, a Christian person goes to the church, a Muslim person goes to the mosque, a Buddhist goes to the Buddhist mandir, a person goes on a pilgrimage, they feel a sense of peace and happiness because that is where the love is flowing, and that is where knowledge is flowing, and that is where bhakti is flowing. The 3 streams according to what you call jnana, bhakti and vairagya, according to Vedanta. These are the 3 streams. Like when you go to Prayag. Prayag is in India, just probably about an hour from Varanasi. And when you go there, there is what you call the pilgrimage, where the 3 sisters met for the first time after leaving the heavens. You know who are the 3 sisters? Ganga Devi, Yamuna Devi and Saraswati Devi. It's the first place they met on earth. The 3 streams come from 3 different directions, and when they meet at that Sangam, that one place at Prayag, that is the most auspicious place to take a bath. If you could swim. So you better learn to swim and then go. Swim on the spiritual path, my friends, and take a dip in the holy prayag of this beautiful ashram. That's why we are here. Because here, Gyan, Bhakti and Vairagya will be flowing. That's why we are here. To take a dip into this ashram of where that love, that Bhakti, that Gyan, the knowledge, and what is called as Vairagya, which is born out of Gyan and Bhakti, my friends. Vairagya means to disassociate ourselves from the things and the beings of this world that makes the mind miserable. Disassociate. Vairagya means give it up. Vairagya means detach oneself from the things that are not permanent. Imagine that. Detach yourself from the things that are not permanent. My friends, I want you to reflect for one moment and ask yourself, name one thing that you associated with today that is permanent. The only thing that is permanent is, see that chart here? Everybody can see the chart? The only thing that is permanent is Om. Now that chart is given by our Gurudev, Sri Swami Chinmayanandaji Maharaj. For those of you, some of you might know him. But very inspiring it is, a chart that he made up. And this chart tonight will be my introduction to the week, where we try to understand, my friends, not Shiva. Even though we have a Shiva Yagna, we are not going to understand Shiva. Let us try to understand ourselves. Self-unfoldment is very, very important. Now, my dear brothers and sisters, on the spiritual part, Om is, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna says, Om iti aksharam brahma. Om iti aksharam brahma, meaning that Om is the absolute reality. That Om that you are seeing there, I hope Chandra Didi made the chart correct. Tell me, what do you see? I didn't look at it. What on top? You have Om. Under that Om? BMI. No. You're supposed to have something there.
Oh, there's a space.
Oh, Didi, you made the chart wrong. Can I have a look at it? I didn't get a chance to look at it.
Oh, it's right now.
Just turn it around, let me see. Didi, 0 marks for you. So, it's supposed to be Om, and right under the Om, there's supposed to be a V. Right? And then you have the other one?
BMI.
BMI, under the BMI?
PFT.
PFT, and under the PFT?
OET.
That is our personality. That is who we are. So tomorrow, Didi, you put in the V, right? Then I give you 100 marks. My friends, looking at that chart, that is our personality and that is who we are. I see you all thinking, how does that represent our personality? What is the meaning of BMI?
Body mass index.
BMI has nothing to do with body mass index. It's only when we go to the gym we deal with body mass index. My friends, BMI meaning the body, the mind, and the intellect. Now, Om is the absolute Brahman. Om is what you will call consciousness. Om is what the Hindus call Krishna. Om is what the Shaivites call Shiva. Om is what the Shaktas call Shakti. Om is what the Sai devotees call Sai. Om is what the people of Ayodhya and the devotees of Bhagwan Sri Ram calls Ram, Sri Ram. Om is what our Christian brothers and sisters call, in the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. That word is called Om. Om is what our Muslim brothers and sisters call Allah. So Om is that consciousness that, my friends, is what everyone focuses on, but calls it by different name. So Om in Vedanta is called consciousness. Om in Vedanta is called Brahman. Brahman is the absolute reality. Brahman is that unmanifest supreme power that you and I, my friends, that energizes us. So, let me ask the question. How do we know that there is electricity in this building? The presence of the light, the presence of the sound of the keyboard, the presence of the sound of the microphone tells us that electricity is manifesting through this building, through the different equipment. Isn't it? So electricity manifesting through the bulb gives us what? Light. Electricity manifesting through the microphone gives us? Electricity manifesting through the keyboard gives us? Electricity manifesting through the television gives us? Electricity manifesting through the air condition? Electricity manifesting through the refrigerator is going to give us ice. Duh. Baba, why are you giving those examples? It is natural. My friends, when electricity manifesting through the different equipment, we are going to have different experiences. That is exactly the point, my friends. In order for electricity to express itself, it must have an equipment through which it must function. And when electricity goes to the bulb, it's going to give you light. When electricity goes to the fan, it's going to give you breeze. When the electricity goes to the microphone, it gives you sound. In the same way, the question is, how does consciousness, how does God express himself? There must be some equipment for the consciousness to manifest. And so, my friends, the consciousness that we call God, the consciousness that we call Om, the consciousness that we call Bhagwan, has to express itself through different equipment. And the different equipments are the body, the mind, and the intellect. Now, when consciousness manifests itself through the body, what happens? Huh?
Gross energy.
The body becomes alive. Matter becomes alive. Matter is inert. But matter becomes alive when the consciousness manifests through the body. My friends, have you ever come into contact with somebody who is breathing? Doctors say that they are alive, but they know nothing. God forbid. That person, God forbid, is lying in an unconscious state. They are there, they are breathing, you touch them, their skin is warm, they are alive, but they don't understand a single word that you are saying to them. That person cannot express himself or herself to you, and they are alive. So which means the body is alive. Now, if the body is alive, consciousness is making the body alive. Now, my friends, what does the body do? Huh? Instrument of what? So the body, as Akash ji said, the body is an instrument of consciousness. But what does the body do? Huh? Whatever you want it to do. Exactly. Like the horse. Thank you for that nice ride. Anyhow you want the horse to go, she goes. You pull the reins on this side, she goes this side. You pull the reins on that side, she goes that side. You pull the reins two together, she goes forward. That's exactly what the body does. You want the right hand to lift? Right hand. Want the left hand to lift? Left hand. Want to close one eye? I just gave you all a sweet eye. You want to inhale and exhale? Use the nose. You want to say something? Use the mouth. The body is expressing. So consciousness is expressing through the body in different forms of action, because the body is the equipment of action that has 5 organs of perception, and the body has 5 organs of action. The 5 organs of perception are eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and the skin. The eyes, ears, nose, tongue, and the skin. So the body is what you call an equipment with 5 organs of perception, and the body is an equipment of 5 organs of action. What are the 5 organs of action?
Seeing, tasting.
No, you just told me that's organ of perception.
Oh, yeah.
Organs of action we're talking about.
Talking about limbs and genitals.
Yeah.
Well, the 5 organs of action are hands, legs, the one that works the most.
Mouth.
See, he knows. So, the hands, the legs, the mouth, the procreation organ, and the excretion organ are the 5 organs of action in the human's body. Now, my friends, be very attentive and remember this. The 5 organs of perception and the 5 organs of action is what the body uses when consciousness flows through the body to express itself in this world and to perceive the objective world only. Only the objective world. Now, what does the mind do?
Mind is the reins.
Mind. The mind is like the reins.
Yeah. For determination and discrimination. Power to direct.
The mind hides the Atma.
I'm only hearing somebody talking at Sina. Who said that? Now, my friends, the mind is the seat of emotions. The mind, like the body, is made up of what?
5 elements.
5 elements: Akash, Vayu, Agni, Jal, and Prithvi. These are the 5 elements that the body is made up of. Now, what is the mind made up of?
Thoughts, a bundle of thoughts.
The mind is made up of a high frequency of thoughts. So if the mind is made up of thoughts, my friends, if you remove all the thoughts, do you have a mind? So you don't have a mind. In Trinidad, there's a saying that, we tell people sometimes, hey, you have no mind. Huh? You tell people you have bad mind. In Trinidad, sometimes you get angry with somebody and say, hey, you know what? You don't have a good mind, you have a bad mind. I don't know what you all think Canada here. Stupid. Friends, the human's mind cannot be bad. The human's mind, in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 10, Bhagavan Krishna says, Indriyanam Manaschasmi. Bhagavan Krishna says, I am the mind. So anytime you tell somebody they have bad mind, you tell them Krishna is bad. Because Bhagavan Krishna says, I am the mind. I am the mind in every human being. But, friends, what we are telling someone, or what we might tell ourselves sometimes is, the mind is not bad. It is the contents of the mind that is bad. Who has control over what is in your mind? Huh?
You do.
Does anybody have control over what is in your mind? So then, if nobody has control over what is in our mind, tell me, my dear friends, how can we tell people that they are bad and we think bad things about somebody else? How can we think negative and blame somebody else for it? How can I get angry and tell my wife that, hey, you are the cause I am angry? How can I be upset and tell everybody, hey, you are the cause, so I am being upset? Where is the upset feeling? Not in the stomach. The upset feeling is in your mind. And the question is, if it's in your mind, who has to deal with it? Who has to change it? Who has to change the trend of thought? You. but we blame everybody for what is in our mind and what we are experiencing. Therefore, especially for the children and the youths of this community of Edmonton, it's very important for you to understand that, hey, nobody can influence you into doing something that is not right, because you have a mind of your own. And every one of us has a mind of our own. And every one of us are supposed to use our mind for the purpose for which it was given. Now friends, the point is, the mind is made up of a high frequency of thoughts. The mind is the seat of emotions. So whatever you feel, whether the feelings of happiness or the feeling of sorrow, the feeling of excitement, the feeling of fame, the feeling of defamation, those feelings are associated with the mind. So, putting the mind and the body and the mind together, the B and M, put them together with consciousness, Om, functioning together, you know what happens? Now let me ask a question. I love to ask questions. Not only to see if you know, but to get answers myself. My friends, can the eye see? Can the eye see? Can the eye see, Papa? Can the eye see?
No.
Can the eye see?
The eyes by itself can't see. It's the Atma that makes the eyes.
Take out your eyes and put it on the table and tell the eye to see. Now with modern technology, modern technology, we know of many surgeries and stuff where there are what you call transplants, etc. And doctors can take out somebody's eye. If the eyes can see, my friends, God forbid, a person die young, you can take out that young person's eye and put it in somebody else, and that person will see. And it's possible through technology today. But if you take the eye and put it on the table here, the eyes can't see you. Because the consciousness, and very, very attentive and remember this, the consciousness, as Didi said, is using the eyes to perceive, because the eye is an organ of perception, and the eye is perceiving the colors and the forms. The eyes are perceiving the objective world, not the subjective world. The eyes are perceiving everything on the outside. The eyes don't perceive anything on the inside. So the eyes are used to perceive the objective world. And therefore, the eyes can't see. The ears don't hear. The nose don't smell. The tongue don't taste. And the skin don't touch. There is somebody who is using these five senses to see, to smell, to taste, to touch, and to hear. And that somebody is Om. That somebody is Om. Who the Hindus call Om, who the Christians call, who the Muslims call, Sai devotees call. That Om, that everybody calls by a different name, is using the eyes, the ears, the nose, the tongue, and the skin in this body to perceive the objective world. And when we perceive the objective world, friends, next question. If you see somebody you love walking through that door, two people we love right now walking through the door. I see them walking, I give an example. We see those two people walking through the door and you love them. How would you feel? Happy. You see two people walking through the door and you don't like them. How do you feel? God, what did he come here for? Isn't it? Why did they come? You mean to say, I came here in this mandir and I came to chant Bhagwan name and pray, and those people just upset me so bad. They upset me so bad that right now I just need to leave. Isn't it? Now friends, where is the emotion? In your mind. The emotion is in your mind. The emotion is in my mind. Now imagine that is only two examples of people you like and people you don't like. Now, how many objects in this world? Countless objects in this world. And every object in this world that we perceive creates a different emotion. Like for example, friends, when two people fall in love for the first time, they say love at first sight. Do you believe in that? You have to watch Akash Ji, you know. Do you believe in love at first sight, Akash? You know what? You have to believe in love at first sight. My friends, you know, you see somebody for the first time and you just like that person. In fact, your likeness is so pure that you love that person. That love is what the love Baba talks about, the pure love. Where you don't need something, you don't want something from that person or those people. You just love them because they are nice. Now, when that love, when two people get married, when two people love each other or come together and they get married, how come before marriage is that I love you like crazy? And after marriage, 1 year, you make me crazy. Isn't it? Before you married, I love you like crazy. And after you get married, 1 year, you make me crazy. What happened there? Did the girl change or the boy change? Your feelings towards that person changed. It's in your mind. And if your feeling towards that person changed, the result of the love that you had, inverted commas, the result of the love, that love will change. So therefore the point that we are making is, the husband will always be the same guy that you fell in love with, but his way of thinking changes. And that is what you learn to dislike in him, God forbid, or that is what you learn to love even more in him as you live together for many years in life. The girl remains the same. Her complexion remains the same. She dresses the same. Her beauty is the same. But the way she thinks and the way she speaks and the way she expresses herself, that changes. And that is what we kind of dislike in someone, or that is what we like in someone. And therefore, friends, when the mind, when the mind, which is the state of emotions, expresses its, experiences different types of emotions, then what happens is, it is as if the personality of the person has changed. So the mind is the, the one instrument in us that is feeling what the eye see. I see that the Shamila is so beautiful, so I feel happy. Mind saw it through the eyes, and I feel happy. The flowers so soft and so sweet. My skin touched it. My mind felt it and made me happy. Isn't it? I hear something, nice music, and when we hear it, what happens? The mind hears it through the ears. The mind feels the emotion of the sweet music that you are listening to. That's why everybody's choice in music is different. Everybody has different emotions, listening to different type of music, isn't it? Some people like bhajan, some people like soca, some people like chutney, some people like classical, some people like West Indian style, some people like Indian style, some people like Jamaican style. Una shori ruma show me enough respect. Yeah, Bhagwan, you see. See, annual thing, you know. So, some people, everybody likes different type of music, and it does something for them. And what it does, it makes them feel happy. Now, if a person likes Jamaican music, that will not make me happy because I don't like it. If a person likes certain type of Indian style classical, it will make them happy, but it may not make me happy because I may not like that. And therefore, the emotions of the mind is different from different objects that we perceive through our ears. So the mind is feeling that. Friends, as what's your name? Troy. As Troy said earlier, that the mind is that which also makes decisions. But there is one part of the mind that feels emotions. And there is another part of the mind that makes decision. It is called the intellect. The I at the end. So one is the mind. Now, be attentive and remember this. When the mind, my friends, experiences emotions, it is the mind. When you are feeling something, it is the mind. When you are happy, like it is said in a beautiful bhajan that some of you might know, it says, Sukh dukh dono rahte jisme जीवन है वो गाँव कभी दूर कभी छाँव कभी धूप कभी छाँव सुख दुख दोनों रहते जिसमें जीवन है वो गाँव कभी धूप कभी छाँव कभी धूप कभी छाँव ऊपर वाला पासा के नीचे चलते जाओ कभी धूप कभी छाँव कभी धूप कभी छाँव सुख दुख दोनों रहते जिसमें जीवन है वो भले भी दिन आते जगत में बुरे भी दिन आते भले भी दिन आते जगत में बुरे भी दिन आते कमरे नीचे पर कर्म की यहाँ सभी पाते कभी सीधे कभी उल्टे पड़े अजब समय के कभी धूप कभी छाँव कभी धूप कभी छाँव सुख दुख दोनों रहते जिसमें जीवन है वो गाँव कभी धूप कभी छाँव कभी धूप कभी छाँव क्या खुशियाँ क्या गम ये सब मिलके भारी भारी क्या खुशियाँ क्या गम ये सब मिलके भारी भारी मार्ग के मर्जी के चलते दुनिया सारी नाम से कहना जग नदिया में बंदे अपनी नाव कभी धूप कभी छाँव कभी धूप कभी छाँव ऊपर वाला पासा पीते नीचे चलते जाओ कभी धूप कभी छाँव कभी धूप कभी छाँव सुख दुख दोनों रहते जिसमें जीवन है वो गाँव कभी धूप कभी छाँव कभी धूप कभी छाँव कभी धूप कभी छाँव. So, if we bring this bhajan in the context, what is the literal meaning of it? Sukha, dukkha, dono, they both of them, happiness and sorrow, where they live? In the same village, same gaon. And the gaon is where? Mind. The village that the bhajan is talking about is the mind. So the happiness and sorrow is in our own mind. My friends, if happiness and sorrow is in our own mind, I want you to be very attentive and remember this. Between happiness and sorrow, there is a space. Between one thought and another thought, there is a space. Between this hall and that hall, there is a space. What is that space? Huh? That moment is Om. That moment is that space is the present space, the present moment. Now, if we are able, this is a very subtle topic, it's a very subtle thought as well. If, my friends, we are able to focus on that space between each thought and each feeling, that space is called meditation. That is where you and I experiences peace. Just close your eyes and shut off. Rather than tell somebody shut up, you close your eyes and you shut off and experience that space. That is called meditation. And that space, my friends, is not at the level of the mind. That space is in pure consciousness that we call Om. So what is meditation? That's why Baba, whenever, for those who have had the opportunity to go to Baba's ashram, and the moment you see Baba, why do you feel the way you felt? How many of you ever saw Baba? Many experiences the grace of God. Why? Why do you feel that way when you see? Or when you see somebody you respect and honor and worship, why do you feel the way that you feel? Because Baba, for example, I'm using him as an example, in Baba's case, he is always in that space. Absolute peace. Experiencing pure consciousness, 24/7, 365. That's why anybody who goes to his ashram will feel that from him. It comes like anybody goes to the electrical outlet, put your hand and see what you get. If you don't believe me, go and try. Isn't it? Anybody who put their hand in the electrical outlet is going to experience electricity. In the same way, anyone who goes in that space between happiness and sorrow, between sukha and dukkha, in the mind, will experience pure consciousness. Whether that person is Hindu, Muslim, Christian, Indian, African, Japanese, Portuguese, Polish, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. My friends, that is the space that we have to not live in, but that is a space we have to experience to reboot ourselves. Like everybody, when the day comes, do you put your phone in the charger? Anybody here allows their phone battery to go down? From the time you see 10% in the charger. So my dear brothers and sisters, the point that we are making is, we do not allow the battery of the phone to deplete, and therefore we don't allow ourselves to deplete. That is what you call spiritually. So we always stay in contact with ourselves. And friends, in order to reboot yourself, homework for Chandra Didi, homework for Ani Didi, homework for every one of us, not only for tonight, homework, but for the entire week. I want you all to take 10 minutes of your busy life and let that 10 minutes be your time with you in your space, where you shut off from everything and everyone of the world. And you sit down on a chair in front of your altar, anywhere you want to sit down, maybe even in your car, and just, must be in the shoulder too. Not while driving. And you take 10 minutes for yourself, and friends, observe 10 minutes of silence. Inside you, let that be your time with yourself. It have children time, it has husband time, it have wife time, it have TV time, it have lunch time, it have breakfast time, it have dinner time. What about your time? What about you and your time with yourself? And that is what we have to do in order to get the mind to experience that, what you call, that one moment there. No, the point that we are talking about is when the mind experiences that, and you become rebooted, you become, revitalized spiritually on the inside, inspired, motivated. Only then the I becomes active, and only then the I becomes, the intellect meaning, becomes enlightened. So in meditation, what do? We enlighten the intellect. The intellect is an equipment. The intellect is an equipment which is of the mind that is used for the purpose of discriminating. Should we discriminate? Should we discriminate? Should we discriminate at the back? Papa?
Yes.
Yes? Should we discriminate? Next Papa here. Glasses Papa. Next glasses Papa at the back. Should we discriminate? No. Mama in green. First green. Should we discriminate? Mama in next green. Should we discriminate? Let me go to my friend, Akash. Should we discriminate? My friends, the reason that we have an intellect is to discriminate. It is called Vivek. Vivek in Vedanta means to discriminate. But the sad part is, we use the intellect for the wrong purpose of discrimination. And that's why everybody said no, that we should not discriminate. And you're right when you said yes, that we should not discriminate. You're right, because I know what you're talking about. They are saying that you should not discriminate against people. We should not discriminate against, whatever people discriminate against today. But the intellect is to be used for discrimination, to discriminate between Satya and Asatya. Right? Real and unreal. Truth and untruth. The intellect is used to discriminate between Nitya and Anitya. That which is real and that which is unreal. The intellect is used to discriminate between right and wrong. The intellect is used to discriminate between that which is, I said real and unreal. Real is what? What is real?
That which is not there, there's no change.
That which is not there.
It says would not change.
Or that which is very good. That Nitya Anitya Vastu Vivekaha, Bhagwan Shankaracharya ji says, in a very beautiful text called Tattva Bodh, he says, that which is real was there in the past, is here now, and will always be here in the future. That alone is real. Trikal. That which was here in the past, present, and future. Tell me one thing that was here, that is here now, was in the past, and will be here in the future. All the answers are Om. Very good. Because, my friends, Om is pure consciousness. And that alone was here in the past, that alone is here now, and that alone will be here in the future, expressing through you, expressing through me, expressing through the entire world in different capacities. Now, how come some people are more smart than the other, when Om is the same in everybody?
That space is bigger.
Yeah?
That space is bigger. Between
You know what? Do you all have prasad tonight? You all have prasad? Prasad to give everybody? I want you to give him 2 parcel prasad.
Mr. Chandra.
My friends, how come some people are more smart than the other? Is because some people allow themselves to evolve more than the other. Some people grow more than the other. Some people, you see, if I and this guy, the guy who ran in the World Cup and won the race, Bolt. Usain Bolt. You all look at the World Cup, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, yes.
Usain Bolt. You see that guy really fast. But you can see he and I on the racetrack, feel sorry for him. And you see you all thinking, yeah, right.
There'll be a lot of space.
There'll be a lot of space between him and me. My friends, because he is just extremely fast. And he has developed himself in such a way that he will be first in any race. It's not that something is wrong with me. It's just that guy is more developed. When you take a device that is using 110 voltage, voltage of current, and you plug it in, and you take a device that is using 220 volts, and you plug it in a 120 outlet, what happens? 120, 110 outlet, what happens? The one that works, that's supposed to work with 220 will not work. Or maybe it will just hum. And I'm talking about, like, for example, like a welding, one of those welding generators. It will just hum. It will not be able to perform. In the same way, friends, when the intellect is developed in a person who has evolved spiritually, that person appears to be more smart than others. It's all that person, in fact, all that person did was allowed his intellect to be enlightened. And the question is, how do we make our intellect enlightened? Mind is the seat of emotion. What is the intellect the seat of?
Decisions.
Huh? Decisions. And the intellect is, you all know this? Om Bhur Bhuva Swaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi. This word. Dhiyo Yona Prachodaya. You see that word dhi? Dhi in the Gayatri Mantra means Dhiraj. And Dhiraj means what? Intellect. My friends, the intellect must be enlivened or enlightened with knowledge. And the reason why some people appear to be more smart than the other is because some people have more knowledge than the other as well. Some people just have more knowledge than the other, and that is why a person with knowledge will make right decisions, and a person who don't have right knowledge will make wrong decisions. Or maybe a person who has knowledge will make the right decisions, and a person who don't have knowledge will make a decision that he thinks is right. But the reality of it is, he doesn't know better, and therefore he or she makes the wrong decision. Isn't it? One man was there. As a matter of fact, it was a Canadian girl who married a Polish guy. So the Polish guy didn't know English. So when they got married, they, same thing, love each other like crazy and stuff. And they were very happy for the first year, and after the first year, they started to fight. And one day, after about 6 months, 1 year and 6 months, the wife got like really upset. And she told him, she said, see this? I just can't stand you anymore. And she walked through the door and she slammed the door. She went somewhere to cool her brain. She came back. After about 4 or 5 hours, she came back. And when she came back, she just dropped her purse on the kitchen counter. She dropped some bags. She shopped a little bit. She dropped the bags on the kitchen counter. And she went to the room and slammed the door. So he sneaked out from behind somewhere. And when he sneaked out, he wanted to see what she had in the bag. So he went in the bag, opened, he saw bread, he saw cheese, he saw milk, and then there was a small little bottle like this thing, down at the bottom of the bag. He pulled it out. He looked at the bottle, his eyes open wide. He sneaked through the back door of the house, ran down 4 blocks to the nearest police station, entered the police station panting for breath. And the officer, of course, they all became very alerted because this man is just barged into the air. And, hey, what happened to you? Me wife killed me. Officer said, what? He said, me wife killed me. Officer said, no, your wife didn't kill you, you are alive. He said, no, me wife want to kill me. Officer said, oh, really? He said, how do you know? He said, me have proof. Me have proof. The police officer said, what proof do you have? Pull out from the pocket the little bottle. He said, look, proof, me wife killed me. So, policeman actually said, so why do you think that is proof? He said, can't you see? Polish remover. Poor Polish guy. When he saw Polish remover, he said, now she want to remove me from this world. So the officer smiled with him and patted him on the back. He said, don't worry, your wife loves you very much. Go back home. She wants to make herself look beautiful for you. Go back. Friends, when the intellect is confused, we live in sorrow. When the intellect does not have the right knowledge, we live in sadness and in misery. If there are anybody here who is sad for some reason or the other, or at any point in time in life, which we all fall in the category of, my friends, it is at that moment we are far from the space, and not only that, we are lacking the right knowledge at that moment to take us through what we are going through. So the body, mind, and intellect is experiencing consciousness in the form of Om, through which the eyes can see, the ears can hear, the nose can smell, the tongue can taste, the skin can feel, the mind can experience emotions, the intellect can make decisions. It is the consciousness that is enlivening our whole BMI structure, body, mind, and intellect. Now, if the body, mind, and intellect is being used by the consciousness to experience the world through the equipments, there's no word like equipments, and just because it's 3 instruments I'm talking about, please don't go to your dictionary and say, Baba said equipments. Where is that? I'm just saying it so you can understand. When, my friends, the consciousness using the body, mind, and intellect now to experience the world, it is experiencing the world through the, what's underneath? P, F, T. So, the consciousness in me is the perceiver in me. Perceiving through the eyes, perceiving as the P there, through the ears, perceiving through the nose, perceiving through the tongue, perceiving through the skin. That P is the perceiver in me. Now, who is the perceiver? The consciousness. And the mind is using the F. What is the F? The feeler, which is consciousness. So who is feeling? The consciousness is feeling in me through my mind. And the T, the intellect, is that equipment that is used to entertain thoughts. So whenever you are thinking, it's the intellect being used, the mind gets quickly flipped into not emotions but intellectual thoughts. So the intellect is being used by us, the consciousness that is, to experience the thoughts. And when the intellect uses, my friends, when the consciousness uses the intellect to experience the thoughts, thoughts of what? Thoughts of what? Last line.
O-E-T. O-E-T.
Huh?
O-E-T.
Experience what? The world. Very good, Papa. The world of O. What is O? The world of objects. And O, E is what? The world of emotions and the world of thoughts. So the body perceiving through, rather the body is the perceiver of the objects. So we're going this way now. The body, the B, is the perceiver of the objects which the mind uses to experience. Under the M is?
F.
To feel.
Feel.
To feel what? Emotions. And when we feel the emotions, emotions of what?
Object.
Last one.
I.
Emotions of thoughts. Have you ever just thought about something and felt sad? Have you just thought about something and felt happy? Have you ever just thought about something and felt angry? It's thoughts. It's only in your mind. And that thought, my friends, imagine this. That you are looking in front of you is our personality. And friends, while in this world we are trying to study science and we are trying to study about all the mathematics, and my son is doing maths and add maths, and he says one day he wants to do pure maths. I said, any kind of maths again? We have maths and we have add maths, and then you have pure maths. So you have all those things. And you know, maths and science and all these different chemistry and biology and you know the world of our academics, and then engineering and then all these things. Friends, there are many people in this world who know science at the tip of their fingers, but they don't know themselves. There are many doctors in this world who can do surgery on anybody and help to cure in the process of any disease, but cannot cure the disease of their own mind. There are many lawyers who will stand up in front of any magistrate or any judge and win any criminal case, but doesn't know the law of how to live a decent, a righteous, and a divine life. There are many people, my dear brothers and sisters, who understand many things of this world, but do not understand themselves. And this BMI chart can help us in trying to identify how we operate and how we live and how we work while we carry about ourselves in this world. And so, friends, you know, like, God forbid, God forbid, how the intellect, like, in the Mahabharata, I'll just give an example. In the Mahabharata, you all know who is Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was the blind king, right? And the blind king had how many sons? Only 100. Only 100 sons he had, the blind king, and his Dharma Patni, Gandhari Devi, they had together had 100 sons. The eldest son was Duryodhana. And Duryodhana, my friends, by nature, he was blind. Physically he could see, but by nature, he was blind. And you know what that means? My friends, it means that, God forbid, if a person is physically blind, that person can't see me and that person can't see you. Physical blindness is where you can't see somebody. And you can't see the outer world. But I tell you something, friends. You know what is more dangerous? More dangerous is when a person is mentally blind. And when a person is mentally blind, they don't feel for nobody in this world. They don't feel, empathy. Empathy is where you put yourself in other people's situation. A mentally blind person is one who will never want to put themselves in other people's situation. And therefore they don't feel the pain of others. They don't feel the happiness of others. As a matter of fact, when people are happy, they feel jealous. That's mentally blind people. I don't know if you ever came into contact with some people like that. They see some people and they are prospering in life, and because that person is going up and prospering in life, or they bought a new car, oh my God, what did he do to buy that car? And whose business is that? Thank God the man bought a nice car. But that jealousy comes. When that jealousy comes, it means that person is mentally blind. When anger comes, it comes because of mental blindness. When these low tendencies come, it comes because the mind becomes mentally blind. And when the mind is mentally blind, my dear brothers and sisters, imagine a blind person leading another blind person. Blind leading the blind. Now, that means what? If the mind is blind and the mind is leading the intellect also becomes blind, because the intellect that is blind can't decide what is right and what is wrong. That's why many people today in this world, they get so lost in making wrong decisions for themselves and their family, and it comes because of the result, the mind is so blinded. And I think Mama said at the back there, it is blinded, the intellect is blinded by the Maya. The Maya is what?
Cloud.
Huh?
Cloud.
Love?
Yeah, the cloud.
Or the cloud?
Blocks the atma from the
What is the cloud?
Maya.
What is the Maya?
Illusion.
Illusion. Huh? Thoughts? Illusion. Maya. My friends, Maya is that which is not real, but it appears to be real. That is Maya. Like for those of you who are familiar with, like where I'm from, Trinidad, recently they implemented, there was always a law that you must drive 80 kilometers per hour, but recently they enforced the law, so you can't drive more than 80 kilometers per hour. So one day I was driving, after the law was enforced, and I was driving about 100. And going down the highway, there's a road clear, so I decided to increase my speed a little bit. And then, a little distance in the back, I saw a police car was coming up behind me, but it was far away. So I said, you know what, before he catches me, let me speed up. So I went up to 120. And it seemed as though he was approaching even faster. So I decided, you know what, he can't catch me, let me 140. And I was going down the highway, so that I realized now, when they realized now that I was going down the road at 140, they thought, you know what, we had to catch that guy. So they was coming after me now, the lights were flashing, the siren was on, and they were now bumpering me, asking me to pull over. I said, no man, I'm not going to pull over. So I went up to 160, going down, and suddenly I see backup coming. And on the other side also, some were coming up there, and they were crossing now the middle of the road to block me. So by that time now I had to stop. So I pulled on the shoulder, because the cars were blocking, and they came and they pulled me out of the car, they slammed me on the hood, and they started opening the car, searching me. Had to be something I had, that's why I was speeding and running. So they now had to search me, they searched the car, or the mats were out, the seats were out, everything on the roadway. Took about probably 2 hours, and while they were doing all that, one of the officers asking, where is it? Where is it? I said, what? I said, I don't have anything. Give me one slap on my head. Where is it? I said, I don't have anything. One slap again. He said, last time I'm asking you, where is it? I said, what are you looking for? He said, Parasat. Now, how many of you thought that was real? My friends, by the time I see a police car, I'm scared. Found out the speed and Brothers and sisters, Maya is that which is not real but appears to be real. You think something in your mind, it is not real, but you make it look real in your mind, and when that Maya blocks you, you feel as though that is real and you react upon it. The blind king, Dhritarashtra, he, my friends, was not only physically blind, he was mentally blind. He was intellectually blind. And because of Dhritarashtra, a great war took place in this world thousands of years ago, where millions of people were killed because of one blind man. And this world today now, imagine how many blind people there are. Who see him? So friends, when we are unable to use that BMI and the OET, the BMI, when coming into contact with the OET, then the Om gets clouded by Maya, the Om gets clouded by delusion, the Om gets clouded, and we all feel as though, hey, my Om is not working good. But nothing is ever wrong with the electricity. Something is always wrong with the outlet. Something is not wrong with, my friends, the power supply, the transformer. Something is wrong with the equipment through which the electricity is flowing. Therefore, that's why some people, you see people change their religion and think all the time. Say, this God is not good. That God is not good. That next God is not good. So they keep on changing their religion. It comes like, they try this plug, it out. They try that plug, it out. They try the next plug, it out. Are Baba, repair your plug. Just work on your plug. Work on your outlet. And once your outlet is fixed, you have no problem with the electricity system in the home. And therefore, what people do is, they forgot this one, and they back off this outlet, and they go to the next one. It will naturally work. It will naturally work. Therefore, the point is, once we are influenced by the illusions of this world, and we are not focused on the consciousness that is there, then we become carried away and we get lost. And as a result of that, being lost means we have to be found. We have to find ourselves. If we really want to be genuinely and everlasting happiness, we have to find ourselves. We have to find ourselves. Therefore, friends, happiness is not in anything or in anybody in this world. Happiness is in us. But we have to identify with that space between the pairs of opposites in this world. And when we are able to catch hold of it and widen that space for a longer period of time, peace is all we'll have and experience in spite of everything else being in the world. And that is what we come to satsang for. That is what we come to Yagna for. That is what we go to, the Christian brothers and sisters will go to church for. That is what everybody goes to Mecca for. That is what, my friends, everybody wants to experience. The widening of that space between the pairs of opposites to have everlasting peace. That is what we are searching. And that is why you and I are here tonight. And I hope you all come back for the rest of the night. If not, I'll only be sitting here. And so, it is said, as I prepare to conclude, I know I have to finish 9 o'clock, so we're going to 9 o'clock. But as I prepare myself, friends, I want to ask you all the next question. But before we do that, in order to enlighten the mind, what do we do? In order to enlighten the mind, in order to elevate ourselves, in order, my friends, to lift ourselves, what do we do? What do we do? प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, Ram Ram Ram, Ram Ram Ram, Sita Ram Ram Ram, Prem Mudita. मन से कहो राम राम राम, राम राम, राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम। सब लोग दुख मिटे लेत राम नाम, और समुद्र सुख नव एक राम नाम। पाप कटे बोलो एक राम राम, प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम। परम शांति सुख निधान दिव्य राम राम, निराधार को आधार एक राम राम। एक राम राम, प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम। परम गुप्त परम इष्ट मंत्र राम नाम, संत हृदय सदा वसत एक राम नाम, एक राम नाम। परम गुप्त परम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम राम, राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम, सीता राम राम राम। Now finally, I want to conclude with something that is very, very interesting and very, very wonderful to understand, and that is, if the BMI is the body, the mind and the intellect, and the PFT is the perceiver, the feeler and the thinker, and the OET is the objects, emotions and thoughts. Question is, who is the PFT in us? Atma? Consciousness? We agreed on that before. So then Baba, why are you asking the same question again? We agreed that consciousness is PFT, perceiver, feeler and thinker. Now, I don't know if I understand the electrical system here in Canada, but I know it works like this. There is the full power station. What do you call that? Huh? The power station itself. What do you call it here?
Power station.
Power station. How much voltage of current passes through the power station? Okay? The thousands of voltage. When that thousands of voltage comes through the line, electrical wire, and comes to your building, how much of that voltage comes into the building?
110.
Huh?
110 volts.
No? The full supply of electricity comes from power station to the line, but when it reaches just in front of the building, it has to be broken down. The full supply can't come. So therefore, they will put a transformer and break down the thousands of voltage and bring it into the home. Now, when it comes to the building, it has to be broken down further through electrical breakers. So you have a breaker that is 110, you have a 110 breaker, you have a 220 breaker, and you further broken down when it comes to the house, and then it goes to the electrical outlets in the house, so the plug will have 110 voltage. Now, let us say forget about all that. Let us bring the full supply from the power station to the house. Exactly.
I have a big jyoti.
Bara Jyoti. Parama Jyoti. They are big boom. Friends, Ma, you said Atma. Om is Param Atma. Om is pure consciousness. Right? Om, from the time it comes into the body, is Atma. Broken down. And when it becomes Atma, then okay, I have to give an example. Look at a baby. When you see a brand new baby, now born, how sweet they are. Super sweet, isn't it? You can't help but love a baby. There's nobody in this world. I don't think you have anybody in this world who could not like a baby. Unless you're really blind. So when baby born, you have to love the baby. All you can do is love the baby. Why? Because the baby there is pure. So that baby now, full supply from the power station, reach down into the form of the baby, Atma, pure. Then the baby start growing in the world and start becoming more and more attached to the objective world. So 1 year, toys, 2 years, more toys, 3 years, even more toys, 4 years, PlayStation, 6 years, PlayStation 2. And as they go up, all different type of toys they increase, and the child become more and more attached. So toys, 12, 13, 14, 15, girls, girlfriend, boyfriend, isn't it? Balastavat Pirasakta, Tarunastavat Tarunisaktah, Vriddhastavat Chintasaktah. So after teenage life, girls attachment, boys and girls fall in love, they become attached to the things of the world. Now, the point is, as the child grows older and older, he becomes more and more attached to the world. So the power of the pure consciousness got broken down now by attachment. And now the Atma becomes Jivatma. That PFT there is Jivatma, not Atma. We become Atma when you experience the space. Once you come out of that space, the purity of the space in between, once you come out of it, you become Jivatma again. So Jivatma is the one that is suffering in the world. The Jivatma is the one that is clamoring for the temporary pleasures of the world. The Jivatma is the one that wants things of the world to make it happy. Jivatma is that. So the question is now, friends, when will you and I rise back again from Jivatmahood to Atmahood? Please think about it and tell me tomorrow night as we conclude tonight. We have to go back to Atma. Friends, anytime, you see, the wave is like the Jivatma. The wave is like the Jivatma. The beach in which you are bathing is like Atma. And the entire ocean is like Paramatma. Anytime you go by the beach, what do you bathe in? The wave, or do you bathe in the ocean? Ocean. Why not the wave?
Because they come and go.
Huh?
They come and go.
Because the wave and the ocean is the same. It's not different. And friends, once we identify, once we understand this, we will be able to understand how these equipment works. And once we understand how they work, you will always be a peaceful human being. Nothing will be able to disturb you in this world. Tonight, on this first night, I wish for every one of us, my friends, the ocean of peace. And once we experience that, we have reached to the source of our being. So the PFT is the Jivatma that is experiencing the Sukha and the Dukkha all the time in this world. With this message tonight, I conclude. Prem se boliye Kailash Pati Shankar Bhagwan ki. So, I don't know, Didi? Arti? So let us all now stand as we join in final Arti.